Look, let me describe a moment, and tell me if this feels uncomfortably familiar. You finally upgrade something in your life. New phone, better car, nicer apartment. Maybe a watch you've wanted for years. At first, it feels amazing. You feel successful. You feel like you're finally moving up. And then, slowly, something strange happens. Your old life starts to feel embarrassing. The coffee shop you used to love, now it feels cheap. The clothes you used to wear confidently, now they feel not enough. The friends you used to hang out with, you catch yourself thinking, we're just in different places now. And suddenly, your expenses don't just increase, your identity does. And that's where things quietly start to break. My name is Z, and I spend way too much time thinking about the identity cost of upgrading your life. And if you're someone who wants to live smarter, not just look richer, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're talking about something no one warns you about when you start making more money. Not lifestyle inflation, not budgeting, but the psychological price tag that comes with becoming a new version of yourself. The upgrade trap nobody talks about. Here's the thing. Most people think upgrading their life is just a math problem. I make more, so I can afford more. Simple, logical, reasonable. But money doesn't work that way, because every upgrade doesn't just change what you buy. It changes who you believe you are. And here's what most people don't realize. Once your identity upgrades, your spending stops being optional. It becomes maintenance. Let's say you're making $3,000 a month. You live modestly. Your expenses are around $2,200. You're saving $800. Then you get a raise or a new job. Now you're making $5,000 a month. You upgrade. Apartment goes from $800 to $1,400. Car payment goes from $0 to $450. Phone upgrade adds $80. Better groceries add $150. Subscriptions creep up another $120. Now your expenses are $4,200. You're making $2,000 more, but saving $800 again. Same savings, more stress, way less flexibility. But here's the scary part. You can't just go back without it feeling like failure. This is where identity comes in. Psychologists call this identity-based consumption. But let me say it in plain language. You don't keep spending because you want the stuff. You keep spending because not spending would mean admitting, maybe I didn't need to become this version of myself. And that feels threatening. According to research published in the Journal of Consumer Psychology, people are significantly more likely to maintain purchases that reinforce identity, even when those purchases cause financial stress. In other words, your brain would rather stay broke than feel like it's moving backwards. The silent rule you start living by. Once you upgrade your life, a new rule appears. I can't be the type of person who doesn't do this anymore. You can't drive a cheaper car, wear cheaper clothes, live in a worse area, skip certain social plans. Not because you can't afford it, but because it conflicts with who you now believe you are. And this is where it gets really interesting. Why high earners still feel broke. A 2023 survey by Lending Club found that over 60% of Americans earning more than $100,000 a year still live paycheck to paycheck. Let that sink in. These aren't low-income households. These are people who made it. So what's going on? It's not lack of intelligence. It's not laziness. It's identity lock-in. Their lifestyle isn't just expensive. It's emotionally expensive to downgrade. The invisible suit. Think of lifestyle upgrades like an invisible suit. At first, it fits perfectly, makes you feel confident, powerful, respected. But every year, the suit gets tighter. And instead of taking it off, you tell yourself, I just need to earn more. So you work harder, chase raises, side hustles, overtime. Not to build wealth, to keep the suit from ripping. Now you might be thinking, okay Z, but isn't this just the cost of success? Fair question, and here's the nuance. Upgrading your life isn't the problem. Upgrading your identity faster than your assets is the problem. Most people upgrade appearance first. House, car, lifestyle, and leave the boring stuff for later. Investments, emergency funds, ownership. That order is backwards. The math nobody shows you. Let's take that $450 car payment. If instead you invested $450 monthly at a modest 7% return for 30 years, that's over $550,000. $500,000 for a car that feels normal after 6 months. Because the trade-off is invisible, but massive. Here's what most people don't realize. Upgrades don't make you happier long-term. They make you feel aligned short-term. Aligned with your peers, your income, your imagined future self. But alignment fades fast. And once it does, you need the next upgrade to feel okay again. That's hedonic adaptation. Your brain normalizes comfort faster than you think. Story 2. Friends, same income. I want to tell you about two people. Both make $6,000 a month. Person A upgrades fast. Nice apartment, nice car, nice lifestyle. Person B upgrades slowly, keeps expenses low, invests aggressively. 5 years later, Person A feels stuck, can't take risks, can't quit, can't breathe. Person B, though, has options, can switch jobs, start a business, move cities. Same income, wildly different lives. The difference, one upgraded their identity, the other upgraded their freedom. Actionable step 1. Separate status from self. Write this down. Just because I can afford something doesn't mean I need to become someone who maintains it. Before any upgrade, ask, does this increase my freedom or does it increase my fixed costs? If it locks you in, think twice. Actionable step 2. Delay identity upgrades. Here's a simple rule. Wait 6 to 12 months after a raise before changing your lifestyle. If you still want it after your brain adapts, go for it. Most desires disappear once the emotional spike fades. Actionable step 3. Build an anti-upgrade identity. This is powerful. Start seeing yourself as the person who values optionality, the person who doesn't need to prove success, the person who plays the long game. That identity is cheaper and far more powerful. Look, money isn't just numbers. It's identity, emotion, ego, fear. And upgrading your life without understanding that is how people with great incomes end up feeling trapped. You don't need a richer life. You need a lighter one. One that gives you choices. One that compounds. One that doesn't require constant earning just to stay afloat. If this video made you rethink even one upgrade, that's a win. Because real wealth isn't what you add to your life. It's what you don't need to maintain. If this helped you think differently, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more money psychology like this. And I'll see you in the next one.